Hi, I'm Norman Zane with The Sweet Life, and we're showing decorating techniques with fondant. And right now what we're doing is Zane's going to go ahead and make some very simple, bold flowers. And so he's taking some very simple cutters that were actually made for more technical, difficult flowers. But what we're doing is some very, very simple cutters and flowers. So he's just cut out the fondant. And this, normally when you're making flowers, you want them to be very paper thin. But this particular flower, we want the flower to be a very bold statement. So he's making them larger, or thicker, I should say, not necessarily larger. So now he's taking his flower and he's just doing an indentation, just to give it some lines and personality. You could also do these flowers with a textured rolling pin. So he took a larger cutter, and now he's doing the smaller flower. Same technique, just pressing some lines into the fondant. Okay, so a little bit of water to glue them together. Right now, Zane's going to make the center of the flower, which once again is just a round ball. A little bit of water pressed into the center. So just a very, very simple flower. If it's not perfect at this moment, you can, because it's still wet, you can go ahead and shape it the way that you want it to go. So what Zane's going to do at this point, you can let the center a solid surface like that, or you can give it some texture with just a pair of scissors. And what he's doing is pressing it into the fondant ball and just clipping it. Very simple. Now what Zane's going to do is he's going to also take some of the black fondant, and we're going to go ahead and cut out some leaves. Okay? Now this particular leaf cutter will also emboss the petals onto it. So you can see the veining is already done for you. It's very simple to use. He's going to do another one. So press it into your fondant. As he's rubbing it around, that's cleaning up any of the edges. He's just embossed it. Now these are called plunger cutters. If you want your leaves to have some personality, you can go ahead and just give them some shape. You can bend them any way that you wish. So now what he's going to do is, just like the vine that you would see the flowers attached to, so he just ruled out a cylinder shape, and he's just going to go ahead and make it as long as he wishes. You can make it as thick as you want, as thin as you want. It all depends on the look that you're trying to achieve. At this point, you want to bend it around to give it a lot of personality. Some of these pieces can be done ahead of time so that they dry, and then other ones you will do fresh on the cake so that it bends around the cake. Now once these set up a little bit, what we will do is take a paintbrush and just dust off some of the powdered sugar that we have. But what I want to do is show you a cake that we've already have pretty well completed. There's a few odds and ends that we need to do on it with this particular flour. Okay, so if you've made some of your flours ahead of time that are dry, you have many options, of course, and depending on where you want the placement of your flour, whether it's where it's standing like at an angle on your cake, which always looks great, or take one of your fresh flours where then it will form to your cake. So it's an endless possibility. Well, we find that the current trend right now is very bold cakes, and you can't get much bolder than black and white. Our next segment, we're going to be using molds, impression mats, things of that nature, very, very simple techniques. We'll be right back.
To watch the other segments in this video series or for how-to videos on almost any other topic, visit monkeyseed.com.